Hi, everybody, and welcome. This is Dr. Tom Iannello from the North Isle Wellness Center in Miller Place, and I'm sitting here with Debra. Debra's been a patient of mine for a number of months, and she initially came in with some problems. I think the knees were the biggest thing that you were most concerned about. That was one of them, in terms physically. But then there were some other things that came up. Would you like to mention some of the things that came up that you wanted to discuss?
Well, I initially came here because three endocrinologists had told me I needed my thyroid. So I wanted Dr. Iannello to address my thyroid. But while we were here, he found out about my knee. I had been in pain with it for several years and it caused a lot of major discomfort and issues and was debilitating for me. But that's what he found. And once we started working on the knee, that started a chain reaction of repairing the other things that I thought were issues.
Right.
Because my knee was taking all the energy.
Right. So what she's saying is when we initially did her examination, she had a list of things she wanted to work on, but her body wanted to work on things in a certain order.
Exactly.
And we just listened to where her body took us from examination, and little by little, Debra just started healing and healing and healing. So what things would you say were the most unusual or remarkable things that fixed, that you found amazing that fixed?
Well, amazing, and everyone that has known me the last 5 or 6 years is I could barely get up out of bed in the morning because my knee was in so much pain. I had already, I brought Dr. Iannello my MRIs. I was supposed to have had knee surgery, had complete tear of my ACL and MCL. But because of the thyroid, I didn't want to address that. I was just pushing through life with it, and I couldn't go on hikes with my grandson. I had made a trip one time to the city with them, and I couldn't even get from up the steps at Penn Station. I had to stay. I couldn't continue the journey with them. So that's how my life was with my knee. Then I would say about the second 2.5 weeks after I came here, I noticed that with my knee, I was able to walk a little, and I wasn't having the pain. So I asked Dr. Ino, I'm like, what's going on here? And I realized we were repairing it on a cellular level. And now it's just, what's amazing to me is I went to the beach the other day with my girlfriend and we had walked an hour on the beach, and I'm like, oh no, I got to walk back. And my knee, I'm going to damage all the good that Dr. Iannello did. But I walked back. She called me the next day and she goes, how are you doing? I go, doing about what? She goes, your knee. I go, oh, it doesn't even hurt.
Great.
So that's amazing.
That's awesome. Now,
Right.
What other things along with your knee came along as you were healing yourself?
Well,
because you had a nice laundry list of things.
Oh, I did. All right.
So what other things? Let's talk about some of those things.
Okay. Some of the other things that I had was a big thing that I was being treated for was a vitamin D deficiency, and also I had fecal incontinence. I had had 4 surgeries in a row, and everything was with my stomach. I had had stomach volvulus. My stomach was at risk of being strangulated. Then my gallbladder, I had to have emergency removal of my gallbladder. And then the following year, I had developed a umbilical hernia the size of a baby's head.
So let's keep this as amazing, as simple as possible. So you basically had 4 surgeries to handle internal organ problems.
Exactly, all my organs.
And you were still having a problem with your bowels, and you were still having a problem with your bladder.
Right.
I remember you mentioning your bladder.
After that, I got pre-diabetes.
So all that didn't resolve.
None of that resolved. It just caused more
So let me tell you a
problems.
little bit more about Debra. When I met Deborah came to the Naval Wellness Conference, and that's where we met, and we were talking. And she was such a different girl when I met her because she was so beaten up by the medical industry that she really felt that she was permanently damaged. So when we started talking, she goes, I know you can't fix this and that, but maybe we can fix. I said, wait a minute, I don't know what we can fix. We haven't even done anything yet. And really within 2 months, I think, she had miraculous changes where her bowels started working again, her bladder started working again, all her pain in her abdominal cavity went away, her energy went through the roof. And this is a woman that had 4 failed surgeries and was literally, I hate to say the word medical mess, but I think you would.
I was.
She literally told me, I am a shell of the person that I was my entire life. Now, this is a woman that grew her own vegetables and ate organically her whole life, raised her kids and her family on organic foods, went out of her way to buy and eat properly, and she got so beaten up by the medical procedures that she had that didn't even help her, that here we are a few months in, and in 3 to 5 months, what we've done with you.
It's amazing. It really is.
We've basically given her, would you be fair to say that we've given you back your life?
Oh, absolutely. I feel now, when I came to Dr. Ianello at 60-something years old, I'm like, my body felt used up. Like, it's just done. It's not going to, it's not healing. I'm getting more problems and more complications. One thing's leading to another. It's like a domino effect. And everything I'm doing is not helping it. And now I feel like I have the energy I did in my 40s, maybe my 30s if I'm pushing it.
Fantastic. That's
But
great.
it's amazing the energy that I have and how I feel like myself again. I mean, I had resorted to the fact that this is just
right. So
that's
where she was
going
at.
to be.
She thought that the way she was when I met her was the way she was going to be the rest of her life, which really was, like I said,
Sad.
a shell of the person she was, because she's very involved with community. She's very involved with the people she works with. She helps people get rehabilitated, and it was breaking her heart, but she just wasn't getting anywhere. And again, in a matter of 3 to 4 months, what we've done with Debra really has reset her body to where she feels like the girl that she's always been, that she deserves to feel like, because she's done the work as a young woman to prepare for this age. So that and I think that's the reason why you healed so quickly. And I was telling you that, what you did as a young lady carries over into when you turn, past 50. And she said that fortunately she had such a strong foundation in good quality foods and health that her body healed at a very, very rapid rate, because the things that she came in here with were quite serious. And she was, under the impression that this was just the way it was going to be. And I said, it's not always that way. Let's just see what your body does with this stuff as we go along with it. And it's funny, along the road, as she got better, she told me, like a couple of weeks ago, she was having some issues with her stomach. And, we had talked about using some apple cider vinegar to help, because she was getting a little bit of acid reflux. So I said, take 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar a day.
That's right.
I never mentioned about putting any honey in it. I don't know where that came from, but she made
It's
this
natural and organic.
right. So she took organic honey, of course, which is sugar, and she threw it into the mix, and all of a sudden it wasn't working. And then when she told me what she was taking, I said, when did I ever tell you to take honey? I said, just take the vinegar.
Right.
So she took the honey out, just put the vinegar in, and she fixed her own stomach. So any little thing that she comes up with now, we seem to be able to handle. So what would you tell to people that are under the impression that their bodies are broken and can't be fixed, even in severe cases of the things that Debra mentioned? Do you think there's hope?
Oh, absolutely. Because always in the core of my soul, I've always believed that anything in nature can be, rejuvenated and healed.
That's right.
And I believed that, and I kept searching, and I prayed and prayed and prayed, and Dr. Inel, God really did send you to me, because this is working. I have results that I can see. I'm not taking a drug that is causing more more issues and more problems. I'm using whole foods, organic, not no GMOs, no gluten. Everything that you're helping with, and Dr. Inel has never once said, I'm going to this is what you have, and then come up with a story like the American Medical Association has a story for my problem. He's like, let's see what let your body tell me what it wants and what it needs.
That's a very great point. And that's why nutrition response testing is so valuable, because it doesn't even matter what I think, it matters what her body tells us it needs.
Exactly.
And if I'm wise enough to listen and not judge her body and just go with what it wants, we always seem to land on our feet, which is good, and the patient always wins.
Right.
And that's what this is all about. I mean, this is a woman whose life is most definitely back on track. I think the quality of the rest of her life is going to be hugely improved. And she now has the hope and the joy of knowing that she can do whatever she wants with her body because it works.
Right,
correct?
Exactly, correct.
Right, great. So again, incredible job.
Oh.
Well done. And I'm not surprised, but I'm very happy to hear. And again, it doesn't matter your age, it doesn't matter your background. she makes a good point. If you give the body what it needs, it will most definitely heal itself, because that's how God intended it.
Right.
And we definitely believe that, and we've just kind of, shown that. So again, I thank you
Right.
for your
All
time.
right, thank
Well
you.
done, congratulations. And for those of you that think that you can't get better, trust me, you can. Just be patient. Take care. Bye-bye. Stay there one second. Okay. I want to make sure I shut off the recording so that it doesn't continue going.
Okay.
Okay.